Right? Now we're moving over the conversation to Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe will forever be haunted by the events of the 1st of August 2018, where 6 civilians were shot dead in broad daylight by the military. The shootings came after protests on the first general elections after the ouster of long-serving President Robert Mugabe.
In the aftermath of the shootings, President Emerson Mnangagwa appointed a commission of inquiry led by former South African President Kgalame Motlanthe to investigate the shootings. The commission recommended that the victims must be compensated while the perpetrators must be brought to book. To date, the accused soldiers have not been arrested while the victims have not found closure.
However, one of the victims, Akio Mutimutema, who filed an application for damages after he suffered injuries when soldiers shot him during the post-election protest, has been awarded $3 million. And that's in Zimbabwean currency, of course, 3 million Zimbabwean dollars, with $2 million set to cater for current and future medical expenses, $500,000 for pain and suffering, whilst $500,000 is for general damages. Joining us this morning from Harare to speak more on this is Rawlings Magede, who is the Advocacy and Communications Officer for Heal Zimbabwe Trust, an organization that encourages peace clubs to be the forerunners of justice, peace building, and also to be truth tellers in their respective communities. Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning, Rawlings.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Now, what would you say has been the relationship between civilians and the army post-August 1st, 2018?
I think the relationship has been very acrimonious in the sense that if you look at what the Constitution says in Section 208, members of the security services are supposed to respect human rights, fundamental human rights and freedoms of citizens. So it's a relationship that has to be based on trust. But after the unfortunate incident of 1 August, their relationship between citizens and the members of the security services, especially the army, is not a good one, owing to the challenges or the unfortunate incident of August 1. So it's not a good relationship that is there at the moment.
But was this relationship like this? Was it always like this? What was the relationship before August 1st?
Yes, it has always been like that, because if you look back in the history of the country, you find that members of the security services have been responsible for gross human rights violations in the past. If you look at even after independence, if you look at the massacres in Matebeleland that later became known as Ukurawundi, where over 20,000 innocent unarmed civilians were killed. And then post the 1990s, the 2000s, you see them again responsible for gross human rights violations, particularly in the 2002 presidential elections, the 2005 parliamentary elections, and then the 2008 presidential elections that were very, very violent in the history of the country. So the relationship has not been good since Gukurahundi in the 1980s, since maybe around 1982 to 1987. So the security services, they've earned a reputation of being perpetrators of human rights violations. That's why you see that the freedom to petition and demonstrate in Zimbabwe is criminalized. We talk of Section 59 of the Constitution that guarantees the right for citizens to be able to demonstrate and petition. But it stays being criminalized because members of the security service have crashed demonstrations like they did on the 1st of August 2018. It was just a peaceful demonstration, but it turned violent because they resorted to using guns, live ammunition against unarmed civilians.
Well, now I also want to, talk about the current situation. The reports say none of these shooters have been brought to book till this day. Human rights organizations like yours continuing to lobby for the arrest of these people.
We continue to do that. One of the issues that we have been the work that we've been doing is around Section 210 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe. Section 210 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe provides for an independence complaint mechanism. This mechanism, if it is operational, it allows citizens to be able to drag members of the security services to court over human rights abuses. But we have not seen this happening because, as of now, what we have just seen is just that public hearings on this on the establishment of this commission have only been done. They were done, I think, last year, and to date, there is no law that operationalizes Section 210, the independence complaints mechanism. So, as a human rights organization, we have been pushing for this key commission to be operational, so that it can put an end to gross abuse on the part of members of the security services.
All right, now let's talk about those who say that civil society has not played an effective role in making sure that recommendations by the Commission of Inquiry have been followed. Do you agree with them?
No, I don't, because as civil society we have been pushing, but the context under which civil society in Zimbabwe operates is it's a difficult one. First of all, there is a lack of political will on the part of the state. I was giving a reference to Section 210 of the Constitution. At law, that's what the Constitution says. It says that this key mechanism is supposed to be operational. But we have not seen that happening. The Constitution was enacted in 2013. It became law in 2013. So you can imagine from 2013 up to 2022, there is nothing that is taking place. So for someone or some section of society to claim that civil society is not doing something, I think it's a bit unfair. Civil society has been pushing and under very difficult circumstances. But we continue to push we continue to advocate and for enactment of laws that seek to protect the enjoyment of human rights by ordinary citizens of Zimbabwe.
All right.
Well, Rollins, thank you so much for your time this morning. And of course, we would love to see updates and see that there is justice for those victims in Zimbabwe.